What's good, y'all? And today, I just wanted to yap about my wish list for the Ninja Gaiden DLC that I've been painstakingly waiting on. So, I know it's just been a minute since I've made a video. Last video was trash. We won't even talk about it, but I'll just get into it. Even though Ninja Gaiden 4 looks like a PS4 game, which isn't a bad thing at all, honestly. I really do enjoy how the game looks, especially when you get through chapter 4 through 6, where you know all the nature's around and you're just going through the mountains. But for what Ninja Gaiden 2 DLC, what I really wanted to expand upon on some, maybe like some traditional Japanese stages, like with like a Japanese castle or something where you gotta like fight. You know, something out of like the beginning of Ninja Gaiden Black where you were literally just at a ninja fortress and it had like the autumns falling and then Mount Fuji in the background with like the sun being like just mad dramatic. Or even in like Ninja Gaiden Chapter 2 or maybe even a little bit of Chapter 1 or that was more of a skyscraper. But in like Chapter 2 it had like, you know, some of a similar feel, you know, just like a traditional Japanese stage. This is also a little bit of a sub point. I would also just like just more like ninja enemies to fight. Like I really love fighting the DDoA officers, especially with the one with the giant windmill shurikens and they're just like flash stepping around, you know, always keeping you on edge during the fight. I would, you know, I just really want like an enemy like that where they're like kind of more of like your equal, like just more ninja enemies, maybe even a straight up doppelganger like the last game, you know, or you know, just like black spider ninjas for sure. I feel like this one goes without saying. Ryu only has 3 skins. Yakumo only has 4 skins, and one of the skins you can only get by pre-ordering the game. Now, it's a great skin. Like, I pre-ordered the game and I have the skin, but, you know, that skin should just be available for anyone by, like, completing some type of challenge, some difficult challenge mode to do. Now, I usually don't like bringing up Ninja Gaiden 2 just because the way the Ninja Gaiden community is about it, you know, with its excessive glaze. But it actually had multiple different skins that you can unlock for each character. And the number of skins has always just been decreasing onward with the Ninja Gaiden series, especially with the Sigma remakes, Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, and now with Ninja Gaiden 4 barely having any skins. So, I honestly don't think it's too crazy for a request, you know, to have like some artist cook up some new skins for us to unlock with whatever, or you know, maybe to even buy, but not like crazy expensive, like no $20 skin. Now, keep in mind that this is a wish list and not a list for things that are most likely to be on the DLC. And I'm gonna have to be honest with you, I don't think these have any shot of making it on the DLC list. Ugh, DLC list. But the nunchucks, man, they're just so satisfying to use, even though they're kind of like a relatively weak weapon. There was just this day where I was playing Ninja Gaiden Sigma, and I was just messing around in the ninja trials, and the only weapon I had were the nunchucks. Of course, it was extremely hard. I almost even put down the controller for the day. But that's when it just started to click. That's when I just fell in love with the nunchucks, man. They're just so fun to use. Didn't even really mind dying in the challenge. Personally love martial arts and martial arts movies, so its animations and sound design just mean a lot to me. I do get a little bit of the nunchucks in Ninja Gaiden 4 with the assassin's tools, but I guess I'd kind of want it to be like its own weapon. Maybe for Ryu, just like back then. But that probably won't happen. This one isn't a major one. It's not like I'm bad at the game and I can't really deal with the difficulty, but it's just really annoying how everything in Ninja Master just practically one-shots you. And I guess it's just more of a personal thing. Like, you have all of these defensive amulets and upgrades whenever you can equip, but sometimes I feel like it ultimately doesn't matter. You know, some of the upgrades just don't matter because you just get one-shot anyway, and any slip up is more than half your health bar, which kind of basically requires you to play perfectly in like every single arena. And honestly, I got used to it, and it's not really much of a big complaint. It doesn't change the way of how I think of the game, which is fucking amazing, by the way. But as for what I want or what I would hope for, I guess I would want a little bit more enemies overall. I don't mind the damage that much, but I would much rather the hits increase to like 3 or 4 hits other than just 2 or 1. And you know, maybe there could just be a whole new difficulty for that. I played Ninja Gaiden. There's a Ninja Gaiden 2 mod that I played where after Ninja Master there was Ultimate Ninja. I didn't even get to reach that, so don't even ask. So I'm kind of thinking of the sense of, you know, maybe a new difficulty with everything just cranked up. Just adding tougher enemies, more collectibles, maybe some mini bosses, some new boss patterns, just stuff like that. Now I know for sure that this isn't gonna make it into the DLC, but I just kind of think it would be cool, and that's really all I'm thinking. I saw that years ago you can play multiplayer on Ninja Gaiden 3, and I saw a little bit of the gameplay, and it just looked super janky. Definitely looked fun though, I'm not gonna lie. With the fluid controls of Ninja Gaiden 4, I feel like the multiplayer would just be kind of cool. And you know, obviously it would just have more restrictions, like you couldn't, you know, have all 4 weapons. Maybe you have to choose one weapon. Make the blood binding jutsu key, whatever gauge, cost like more. I just feel like it would be pretty cool, you know. That's basically it for this section. That's pretty much it for my wish list. I could be here all day and just be straight up annoying like how everyone is online, just begging for the DLC to be coming out. But honestly, I think we should just let them cook. Team Ninja and Platinum Games schedule has been pretty stacked after Ninja Gaiden 4, especially with Nero 3 and with that game being a success. I'm not trying to make excuses, but I'm saying it probably just takes a lot of work. And it's also a team effort between the two. So I can see why it's taking a little bit for it to come out. But honestly, I'm very much happy with the base game. And for everyone waiting on the DLC, including me, let's just give them a little bit more time. I'm saying like the end of March. But with all that, I'll see y'all next video.